Hello, happy Friday, everybody. Doing my Facebook Live a little bit late today due to my special guest. He actually has one of those things called a job.
Yeah.
This is my friend Harold Goff, and he is, let me see if I can say this correctly without messing it up, a cellular and molecular, he has a degree in cellular and molecular biology and a minor in chemistry. Did I say that right?
Yes.
Cellular and molecular, say that 10 times fast. So, good friend of mine, our boys have played baseball together since they were like 8 years old, yeah. And so today we are going to give away a bottle of Protandim NRF1. I know a lot of you out there are on NRF2, this is the little yellow pill, but today we're going to explain what NRF1 does and how it works in tandem, get it, Protandim? In tandem with NRF2. So I thought, having, a cellular and molecular biologist here, somebody that can actually explain the science behind the product would help. And I told him if he gets too technical and too sciencey, I'm going to elbow him in the ribs. And I'm going to say, explain it so that a fourth grader could understand it, because that's kind of where my mentality is. So Harold Goff, take it away, my friend.
So my story starts way back when, growing up very athletic and playing a lot of sports. I was very active growing up, and then due to a football injury, I blew my knee out. So from that point on, I've been dealing with pain pretty much since I was 16 all the way till now, where my knees are both bone on bone, no cartilage, very arthritic. And then also too, from playing a lot of sports, the shoulders, the ankles, the wrists, pretty much I have the
You're falling apart, Harold.
Yeah, especially, I told my wife, when I hit 40 is when pretty much everything went downhill. My vision, my bones, everything ached. So from a scale of 1 to 10, I'm pretty much at an 8 every day. Pain-wise, prior to taking Protandim. And so...
okay, so tell us about
Protandim. It was introduced to me by Angie, and she said, hey, you should start taking this yellow pill. It's helped me a lot. And I said, okay, I just went on my way. And until...
He blew me off.
And then Selena, my wife, said, hey, I bought you some of this stuff. You should try it. So I tried it. And, for the first couple weeks, I started feeling a little better. I think after the first month, I noticed another thing is I don't really sleep well. So my brain is always firing. It just never turns off. So I average about 3 to 4 hours of sleep a night. So, I go to bed really late. I wake up really early to go to work. So, yeah, I have a hard time sleeping. So after about a month, I noticed that, I can sleep through the night. I don't wake up. And I noticed that I was getting a little more energy. And that was one thing that I thought was my lifestyle. I was really not wanting to do anything. As soon as I come home, I plop myself on the couch. I have to force myself to take the kids to practice and don't really want to throw the ball anymore. So I started taking NRF2 and I felt better. And one of the other things that was going on with me since, as I was getting older, I was having edema problems in my leg. So when I met Angie, actually...
Edema is fluid retention.
So what happened is you have a hard time with your circulation where the blood just pools in your limbs.
Right.
So it really affects your legs because that's the lower part of your body. Gravity pushes. And, I did see the doctor, and the doctor wanted to cauterize the vein that goes down your leg on both sides to stop the pooling of the blood. And one thing you need to know is if you have a heart attack and they need a vein, that's where they go. Mm-hmm. So I didn't want to cauterize that vein just in case if I needed a heart attack or get a heart attack and I need a vein. So I started watching what I ate and all that stuff. But the problem is the time I met Angie when my son was 8, he's 13 now. my leg swelled up so bad that I got a staph infection.
I remember that.
To where I actually had to go to I stayed in the hospital for 3 days taking antibiotics.
Right. So basically you were a mess.
Yes. And then when I started taking the NRF1, I noticed like in 2 weeks that the swelling in my legs have actually subsided, and I actually started seeing my ankles again.
So after how many years of swelling?
It's about, 5 years?
5 years, and you were on NRF1 and you noticed the swelling gone down.
Yeah, in conjunction with NRF2.
In conjunction. And we'll get to how they work together in just a minute, but tell them really quickly before we get into the science behind NRF1, tell them your tennis story, because this is good.
Okay, so recently, it was about 3 weeks ago, I had a break from my class, so I'm getting my master's degree right now, so as again, I don't sleep. So I had a 3-week break, and then my buddies that I play tennis with said, hey, we need to play tennis before he goes back to school. So they called me up, and we arranged to play. This was 3 weeks ago. So just to let you guys know, my back is I've had a lot of problems with. And when I lay off of tennis, the first thing that goes out when I get back on the court is my back, my lower back, to where I can't even pick up the ball. But, I fight through it, and, I grit through the pain. But one thing I definitely noticed right off when we got on the court, that my back didn't hurt. And that was a big plus. And then it just funnels all the way down to where my knees weren't hurting. So I actually ended up playing 3 sets. We played 3 full sets. I lost every single set.
It's okay.
But
it's been a while.
Thing was, I was hanging with the guys.
Right.
To where, my shoulder didn't hurt from serving. My back was perfectly fine.
Well, even more importantly, the next day, what?
Yeah. So the next day, usually after I play a tennis match, I'm pretty much out for the count for 3 to 4 days, where I have to ice every day, and I can't walk. But the next day, we ended up going to Walnut Creek with me and my wife, and then we actually walked downtown, and that's really never happened before.
And you weren't in pain.
And I wasn't in pain. I didn't ice after I played. Usually I ice before, and I ice after, and I stretch. But this time, I was feeling fine. And
see, you guys, this is what it's all about. It's about real people, real life stories, and you guys listening to people tell how this is working in their life.
Yeah. So I feel the pain is still there, but I'm not at an 8 or a 9 anymore. I think I'm down by 4 to 5, which is manageable for somebody who's been living with pain for a long time.
And they say to give it a month for every decade you've been alive.
Yeah.
So
and plus, I'm a bigger person, and normally things take a lot longer for me to see the effects.
Okay, so let's get to explaining how these two synergize together, the NRF1. Yeah. Explain to us, as if we are 4th graders, what NRF1 does and what mitochondria is and all that. Go.
So the thing is, as the label says, it's a synergizer. So NRF1 is a molecule in your body, or a protein. The Protandim is not the actual molecule that you eat. What it does, it stimulates your own body to produce those proteins. So, which is a really good benefit, because then it doesn't have to go through the gut. The gut pretty much knocks out everything. As probiotics everybody's on. That's a big thing. A lot of that does not get into your gut, because your stomach pretty much, that pH is about 1.
Mindy's icing right now. You need this, Mindy, I'm telling you.
So the thing is, it's a neural pathway inside your cell, and it all happens in the cytoplasma, that it activates the production of NRF1. Then it gets incorporated into the nucleus of the cell, to where it actually starts producing.
Okay, but what is NRF1? Explain that.
So NRF1 it's the technical name is nuclear factor like 1. It's just the molecule.
It's a molecule, so it's something we all have in our body.
The thing is, molecules in the body are named really long names, just because it's the function of the molecule itself.
Okay, so NRF1, what does it do to your mitochondria?
So what it does, it helps promote cellular respiration in the mitochondria, and it helps repair the mitochondria. So.
And what is mitochondria?
So the mitochondria are little cells inside your nucleus and in your cytoplasma that helps produce energy. It produces the ATP that you need for cellular respiration.
Okay, I like to say it's the powerhouse of your body.
Yes.
Mitochondria.
Yeah. So pretty much what it does, it provides the energy that you need for muscle contraction for your organs to work.
Okay, and it's also the number 2 cause of aging.
Yes. So the thing is, your cells only have so much longevity,
right,
and then they start to die off, and the same with your mitochondria.
So the number 1 cause of aging is oxidative stress, which is what NRF2 targets.
Yes.
The number 2 cause of aging is the breakdown of mitochondria, which is what NRF1 targets. Now, Harold, why can't I take NRF1 by itself? Why do I have to take it in conjunction?
Because if you read on the website, NRF1 promotes the mitochondria, so what happens is it promotes more free radicals in your body. Which is more oxidative stress. So the free radicals is what causes oxidative stress. So free radicals are just loose electrons that are flying around because your environment, it bombards your cells. The radioactive isotopes that go through your body from everything you eat, from you drink. Studies show that every person is exposed to over 80,000 toxins in one day. I mean, that's just crazy. Yeah. And I've read the other day that you can actually get oxidative stress from exercising too much. Like marathon runners definitely need to be on this because they're riddled with oxidative stress, exercising so much. I don't have that problem because I don't exercise. I don't exercise that much. But okay, so anything else you want to add about NRF1 in conjunction? No, I think that you definitely need to take NRF2 if you're going to take NRF1. You can take the NRF2 by itself, right, and be perfectly fine. Okay. But if you want to take the NRF1, you need to take it in conjunction with each other, or in tandem, like I like to say. But okay, so my giveaway. There's a little catch to it. If you're a current customer of mine and you're on NRF2, enter this now because you can start taking NRF1 tomorrow. So make sure you post in the comments me or NRF1 something to let me know that you want me to enter you in the contest. If you're not currently a customer on NRF2, you can still win NRF1, but you'll have to buy NRF2. And I have a bottle on hand that I can sell you for $40 too. So it's a win-win. Make sure you comment NRF1 me. I'm ready to be pain-free. So yeah, I think and I think I was just telling Selena too in the way of the car. I noticed my skin is getting baby soft. Yeah, you do have nice soft skin, Harold. Are you using True Science? No, I'm just using the pills. You can't tell I'm 51. No, you can't. You look awesome for 51. So thank you for his wife's there. Thank you for keeping it simple. You guys would die if you saw the graft that he made. I don't know if you can see that, but look at that. This is what he made to show you guys, and it's actually backwards for them anyway. I can give it to her. Yeah, and I could post it in the comments if you want to geek out and go all sciencey and learn the science behind it. But so this is exciting. Yeah. Thank you guys. And just one thing too, if you're still unsure, you can Google NRF1 and NRF2 pathways, and a ton of information is out there. Learn. Don't be a skeptic unless you actually take the time to research it and to learn about it, okay? So thank you guys. Have a great weekend, a great Friday night. I'm on my way to a high school football game, which I haven't been to one since I was in high school. So, all right, take care. Bye.